Hello everybody, my name is Yakov. I'm a product manager here at Atera's PSA team, and I really want to take the next couple of minutes to walk you through and show you some of the automations you can already do today using Atera. I want to show you some of the things you can already do today, and perhaps one of the first things and the most basic ones would be with what we call configuration policies. So if you have an Atera account and you haven't heard of it, or you just opened a free trial, you can follow along with me. I'm going to go to the admin section and to our newly introduced configuration policies. And maybe what we'll discuss is a simple use case of onboarding a new computer, a new agent on the network. And for this, I'm going to create a new policy. Give it a new name. In this case, it's onboarding. You can also give it a description. And down here, you're able to see what we currently offer. So the first option is the ability to configure the restart policies for all of your users. For example, if you want to disable the auto restarts when there's a logged in user, or restart outside of active hours, when everybody is in the office and you don't want to disrupt the work of your end users in their day-to-day. And another amazing newly introduced feature is actually allowing the end users to control their device restarts, prompting them before you restart the device, actually forcing it after a couple of times, or even giving them a message that you're about to restart their computer because you have to. So that's one great thing you can do with these configuration policies. Another very strong capability is taking over the Windows local updates. As you know, Patch Tuesday is out there every Tuesday, and Microsoft releases patches that sometimes break things. And perhaps you want to be in control and let Atera and yourself be in control of those local updates. For that, we've introduced this feature, and you can simply allow Atera take control over those patches. That way you can decide whatever is installed or not on the computer. Once you have those settings set up, all you have to do is apply them to a specific customer or a site if you're an IT department. Underneath those, if you want to have more granularity, you can create specific folders on a site or a customer level. So for example, I have a customer called 4Dogs Coding, and I want to have this policy set up only on the laptops for this customer, or you can have it enabled for a specific agent. And really, these configuration policies are a great way to start off with like a general policy for your agents and your computers. Once you have that set up, there's more you can automate. And since we're talking about onboarding, let's continue with the onboarding use case. I'm going to go back to my admin panel and to our patch management and IT automation over here. And I'll show you what those profiles look like. So once you onboard Atera, you're going to start creating profiles. Again, I will call this onboarding again. And let's say it's only for laptops. And this would be our IT automation profile. So I like to think of it as being built out of three main components. We have a scheduler over here, meaning when are these automations going to run. We have the automations themselves in the center of the screen, meaning what we want to run on our machines. And we can also apply this profile, as we did with the configuration policies, to specific customers, sites, folders, or even specific agents. We provide you with that granularity. So we were talking about onboarding, and onboarding varies between different MSPs, different IT providers, and this is really up to you as to what you want to do. But let's say this is a new laptop that you're onboarding, so you want to make sure all the critical updates are installed, all the security updates are installed, and as you can see, there's a lot these profiles can do, and this is a very strong capability that Atera holds. So let's go over some of these actually. If we're onboarding, perhaps we want every new laptop to have a specific set of softwares. So for that, we have the software bundles over here in the center of the screen. So let's go ahead and choose what we want to have installed. For the sake of the demonstration, we'll actually create a new bundle for Windows computers. We said we're doing laptops for our employees. I'll call this onboarding bundle. And let's say every newly installed computer needs to have Google Chrome. Amazing. Let's add it over here. For those of you who don't know, Atera works with Chocolatey and Homebrew for the software repository, which these are great repositories with a lot of software. And let's say we also want to have Adobe Acrobat Reader. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and save these and choose the bundle we have just created, the onboarding bundle. Select it. And now we already chose the critical updates, the security updates. We have our onboarding bundle. Now we just have to select the cadence we want this to happen. And in this case, we're talking about onboarding. So we have this amazing option to run the profile on newly installed agents, meaning every time I install an Atera agent, this profile will run on the agent itself. And then all left to do is to apply it to a specific customer, site, folder, or agent. That way, every newly installed agent gets up to par with all of the other agents. So we spoke about onboarding, but there's a lot of other things you can do with these profiles. Let's say the use case is just our weekly updates or weekly maintenance. In this case, I do not want to install the software bundle, so I'm going to remove it right now. But perhaps we want to do service pack updates and to update our drivers and tools. Now, we spoke about Patch Tuesday, printing nightmares, those things happen to all of us. And perhaps you want to not install some of the patches or actually wait before you do so. For this, we actually introduced a new and improved patch approval process. And I want to show you that. So I'm going to go ahead and click Manage over here. And you can now configure what types of patches do you want to automatically approve or automatically postpone. So in this case, let's say for Windows critical updates, I will always approve those. Those are very important for me. But for non-critical ones, I want to postpone them for, let's say, 15 days. And I already know there's a problematic KB, so I can exclude it from here. Let's say it's this one. So I will also have the KBs that I excluded. And this is really a great way to make sure you're not installing everything that shouldn't be installed. You can take the time to go to forums to see if there's any bad KBs out there breaking anything. And this is a very powerful mechanism to give you control over what gets installed on the end user's computers. So I went ahead, I excluded this patch. I have my policy for non-critical updates. As time goes by, you will see that this list fills up with more and more patches that are available. And you will be able to, select the ones that you like and exclude them if they were postponed, or approve them if they're good and they don't break anything. And this is a very strong mechanism. Sorry for that. And then you can go back into our profile. Let's see what else is here. I see I already have one excluded patch, 0 are postponed for now. Some other amazing things you can do is we talked about the onboarding bundles, installing software. Another great thing you can do is updating software. Anything that was installed using Atera through Chocolatey or Homebrew can actually be patched on a weekly, monthly, daily basis, whatever you choose. As I said, all we have to do is add a scheduling. So let's go ahead and do that actually. We're going to select frequency. I want to do it weekly. Let's say not on Tuesday. I want to wait a couple of days. Let's do it Thursdays at 7 p.m., where no one is in the office. It's a good time to run these updates. And I also want to do some maintenance tasks, such as perhaps rebooting and deleting the internet history. Go ahead and click save, and there you have it. This profile is going to run every week on a Thursday at 7 p.m., update all of the software needed, and run critical and security updates. Some other great things you can do is perhaps attaching scripts to be run on a weekly basis. And again, we're talking about automation and efficiency. And since we spoke about scripts, I want to show you another great feature before we finish that has to do with our threshold profiles. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to go to admin and to our thresholds. And this is basically how Atera creates alerts. We have the monitoring of the agents going on all the time. I'm going to go ahead and create a new profile for the sake of the demonstration. So give it a new name, new profile for laptops. And we're going to just go ahead and choose one of our templates here, one of the presets we have on the right. Click set. And you will see we already have items that we're monitoring. So for example, we're going to get a warning alert anytime the memory usage exceeds 85%. Now, what I want to show you in terms of automation and how you can get ahead of the curve and actually solve alerts before they happen or as they're happening is what we call auto healing. So for example, in this case, I'm monitoring hard disk usage, and anytime it exceeds 90%, we're going to get a critical alert. Now, I want to resolve these alerts. So I'm going to go into this item, click edit, and what we can do is actually run a script each time the alert is triggered. So let's go ahead and click select. And now would be also a great time to show you our shared script library, which is where our users and also Atera staff members add scripts that can automate and ease up your day-to-day. And we have a high disk usage, so in this case, perhaps I want to empty the recycle bin. So I have this script over here. You can view and make sure it does what you want it to do. But in this case, I'm sure of this script. I've used it before. I'm going to clone it to my library. Go back to my own library. Select the script. Click add. And now every time I have a hard disk usage alert, I'm going to automatically empty the recycle bin and resolve the alert, and hopefully free up some space and resolve the alert every time it happens. We have customers using these auto-healing scripts in many, many ways. For example, another thing you can do is we're going to add a new item and start monitoring a service. In this case, I want to monitor the spooler service in charge of printing, as you all know. And you can attach a script to it that if the service stops, you will just, I will need to search for the script. Let's see. Print spooler restart, amazing script. Again, clone it to my library. Go back, select it, click add. And now every time the print spooler service stops, I'm going to automatically restart it. And then none of my users are going to complain that they cannot print and nothing is working. And really, this is another way that we help you automate and resolve issues before they happen. And that would be it for auto healing. All right, everybody, that would be it for today. This was just a glimpse of what Atera's automation can do for you. There's a lot more in the pipeline in development, so stay tuned for it.